G'day, welcome to the Lion Lawn. There's green grass, no fumes, and no worries. G'day everyone, thanks for joining me for another video. It's been a few weeks, sorry about that. Had a few things going on at home that we had to take care of, so now I'm back into the lawn reno and the garden jobs. So today what I'm going to do is give you a bit of an update on what's been happening in the yard for the last couple of weeks. And then I'll get a mow done, and then we're going to try and kill some grubs. So what happened is a couple of weeks ago a mate of mine pointed out that what I thought was winter grass that was growing in my backyard was actually Paspalum. There you go, I didn't really know the difference between the two, so I've done a bit of reading, and lo and behold he was right, it was Paspalum, and a lot of it. So I spent the best part of 2 weeks with the weeder trying to dig Paspalum out of the backyard, the side yard and the front yard. So far I've had 2.5 full-sized auto bins worth taken away, and there's still plenty out there, so that's a bit of a bummer. But it is getting there, and I am getting through it. If you saw on my Instagram page through the week, I put up some photos of the stuff I've been pulling out, and it wasn't little, but it was well and truly hidden under the Kikuyu, just with the top leaves sort of showing. And when I was pulling them out and seeing the size of these things, it was a bit disappointing to see. But the good thing is with that sort of stuff is, worst case scenario, you can mow it, and it sort of blends in. It doesn't look too bad when you've got it short. But the goal is to try and get rid of it. So I got rid of the clover, only for it to be then sort of replaced with a stack of Paspalum. But anyway, that's okay. The next issue that I had is when I was digging out some of the Paspalum, I found some what looked to be like curl grubs or witchetty grubs or whatever you want to call them. So I've been flicking those over the fence onto the road as I go, and then when I was digging those out, I saw that they were actually African Black Beetle, which means that's a bit of a problem in the yard. So today I'm going to try that soapy water test that everyone does to see what comes out of the grass, see just how bad that problem is. And I have bought some grub stuff to put on the lawn. I was originally going to put that down with the fertiliser after I'd done the scalp and the reno, so that it was sort of a preventative measure, but it looks like I'm going to have to go on the offensive now and try and put it down before I do the reno. But that's okay, we'll get stuck into that. I'll go and show you what that looks like, and we'll do that soapy water test, and then we'll get the mower out. Righto, so this is the spot where I saw the black beetles come out when I dug up the Paspalum. So I've got a laundry bucket with just some soap in it from the kitchen, fill it up with water, make the water all sudsy. I'll pour it on this area, and apparently it only takes about 10 minutes or so for it to work, to see what crawls up out to the surface. So we'll see what happens. Hopefully not too much, but all we can do is see. Righto, it's been about 15 minutes and I haven't seen anything come out, so either that means nothing's going to come out of there because there's nothing there, or it hasn't really worked. But either way, what I'm going to do is put that grub killer down now, run the mower over and cut it nice and short, put it down, water it in, and that way if there is anything kicking around, it'll hopefully knock it on the head before I do the reno. I might do another little test patch with some soapy water somewhere else in the yard just to check, but I'll do that off camera, and if I find anything I'll let you know. So one thing that I will mention is that it's now been about 2.5 weeks since I put the fertiliser down on the grass, and the difference it made is amazing. Now, I know that the grass is waking up at the moment. Oh, that was a bit noisy. The grass is waking up at the moment, so that's probably got something to do with it, but the colour in it, the growth in it, it really is an amazing sort of thing to watch, how the grass just turns around in the space of a fortnight. We're in the middle of two pretty nasty thunderstorms at the moment. There's supposed to be another one coming over in a couple of hours. Hopefully if I can get this done quick enough, I'll put the drone up just to get a comparison of what at least what the colour looks like. I know it's a bit hard to tell on camera, but I'm just really happy with that that fertiliser, that Trofort, that sea salt product. Even out the front, you can see where that big tree in the front yard had basically turned all of the grass dormant. It was all white and it was dying. Even it's got some colour in it now. I'll take you out there and show you that in a minute. So once I get this mowing done, I'll see if I can't put the drone up and show you the difference. It's pretty cool. Righto, lawns are all mowed, front, back and sides. What I didn't mention earlier is that I've lowered the height of cut on the Ryobi. I'm now cutting on the second lowest setting, which is the setting that I used for the peak of last season when I was using the rotary. I find that to be just a really nice tidy cut. Doesn't scalp, it's not low enough to scalp at that height, but it keeps it tidy for sort of the majority of the week during the peak season. I think it looks really good at that height. Hopefully after I've done the reno and I've pulled all the junk out from underneath, all the thatch from underneath the grass, I'll be able to go to level 1 on the mower, but also by then hopefully my cylinder mower will be here and I'll be cutting with that instead, so we'll see how we go. What I'm going to do now is put this Yates Grub Kill and Protect down to try and combat that African Black Beetle stuff that I saw. I didn't see any more pop up in any of the other test areas I did, so hopefully it's not hopefully it's not too late for me to put this down. I'm going to concentrate just on the backyard for the moment, and then when I do the reno in a fortnight's time, I'll put some more down as a preventative for the side and the front yard as well. So I'm just going to use the hand spreader to chuck it down. And then I think we've missed this thunderstorm that was coming back, so I'm going to have to water it in, but that's good because I can use that as another excuse to test the irrigation system that I think I've finally perfected, so I'm pretty happy with it at the moment. So I'll get that done and then I'll check back in. Righto, you might be able to hear the dog whimpering because I have locked him up on the veranda. I'm not sure whether that stuff is, it says it should be alright for dogs and cats, but I'll lock him up onto the veranda anyway just to be sure. But it says to water in immediately, so again I'm going to go to the LinkTap app and turn the backyard on for, just do 15 minutes, activate, see what happens. And there we go, wireless watering, that's pretty cool. I'm going to do another video later this weekend just about the link tap bits and pieces that I've got, because I think it's a really good product and I want to share it with you guys. So if that's something that you're interested in, check back on the channel probably in a couple of days after this video comes out, and there should be a little bit of a review and just my thoughts on how that system's working. So while that water's in, I will have a little chat, I guess, about, you may have seen in some of the other footage that there is now a fire pit underneath the trampoline. Not the finished product, but certainly one that was done in short notice. As I said earlier, we had 2 weeks of having to stick around at home. Unfortunately, my daughter had 3 kids in her class at school go positive for COVID. Well, that's a bit bright. And so she became a close contact, so we had to self-isolate with her because she's only 4. So 2 weeks at home. I pity anyone who has to do that in an apartment or a unit without a backyard, or in one of those quarantine hotels. That must be absolutely awful. But so we haven't finished this area yet, but I took some footage of building the fire pit, so I'll chuck that up now and let me know what you think. Alright, so just have a quick look at the front grass. As you can see around, it's starting to come good. There's green growth there, and it's starting to fill in again. As you may remember from the earlier footage, it was all dead and white there, so that fertiliser that I put on there is obviously starting to do the trick, and the more regular watering with the irrigation is coming along nicely. So hopefully in a couple of weeks that will look really good and we can reno it and make it look even better. Right, so we're all watered in, so that will probably do me for today. I am going to put the drone up. As you can see, it is parked in the trampoline because poor old Dogface here doesn't do well with the drone. He tries to jump and grab it, and I'd hate for it to hurt his eyes or nose or whatever. And also I don't want him to eat my drone. So I will leave it there for today, and I'll put the drone up and send you off with some overhead shots of what the yard's looking like. Thank you so much for watching. If you've made it this far, I really appreciate it, and keep an eye out for the next video on all the link tap stuff that should come out in the next couple of days as well. Cheers.